Hello, Capricorn Sun, Aries Rising. It is time for your year ahead video. Now, let's start off with a little bit of astrology first. Now, with your Aries Rising, this is a fire sign, cardinal fire sign. So, an initiator, somebody who's willing to take charge if needed. Maybe somebody who is seen as very active or at least has an active energy. They can be counted on to step in if leadership is needed. They don't always need to take charge, but if things aren't working out, they're going to get it organized and get it figured out so that everything can be done. You may also come off a little bit impatient. So, that first house, the rising sign, is how other people view you. Now, with that rising sign, if you're Capricorn Sun, it is most likely in the 10th house. Not in every case, but generally most. With your Sun in the 10th house, which is the house of your career, your public image, your social status, Capricorn can be seen very much as a taskmaster, ruled by Saturn there. So you would prefer or maybe like having a reputation as somebody who can be counted on to get things done, has a very solid reputation around work, a hard worker. You may also prefer to be in careers where you have the opportunity to really put your all into it and to show off how good you are at planning things and getting things in order. And maybe even taking leadership of things like projects or things like that. You could also be off on your own as a consultant of some type. You're very serious about your business, you're very committed to it, and are probably a success. All right, that's what I have for you for the astrology part. Now let's get into your tarot cards. As I'm reading these and laying them out, I'm just going to label them months 1 through 12, which works really well for you because your first month is January 2025. So just keep that in mind as I'm reading. And then I'm going to lay them out and then we'll get into the reading itself. So month 1, 2, and 3. Month 4, 5, and 6. And then I need to straighten these out a little bit or it's going to drive me a little nuts. Okay. Month 7. Month 8, month 9, month 10, 11, and 12. And then on the back of the deck, you have the King of Coins. So with this King of Coins on the back of the deck, this is kind of an extra message or a theme about the year. I feel like this is definitely your energy. It's a masculine energy, so it's very active and directive. Very much take charge, very much that cardinal energy. It's also coins, which is an earth element, and you are an earth element. The King of Coins is kind of a chill dude, right? They're not super pressure, they're not really hard on things. They have a laid back kind of a vibe, but they know how to get things done. They know how things work. They're very confident in what they do and what they know, and they can be counted on to make sure things get done as they need to. They're also probably very successful at whatever that they do. If they put their mind to it, they are going to achieve it. So full of confidence here and very respected and looked up to energy. Definitely kind of a business owner, but maybe somebody's a little bit more mature, further along in their career kind of vibe. Successful for sure. I think I've already said that. But that just that innate confidence that people seek out and may come to you for advice for, or seek you out for advice. This could also be another person that you're working with or looking up to. So maybe you have an advisor or somebody that you're working with throughout this year that's going to help you make some choices as certain circumstances change, or maybe you want to switch up what it is you do for a living, and maybe you want to invest in something. They can help you out with that. They're great. They have a solid reputation. Highly recommended person. Okay, now let's get into your monthly cards. I do kind of look at when I look at the overall spread, some of the things I look for are like major arcana cards because they can indicate significant shifts in what we believe, how we view a situation, just growth, internal growth. And you have 1, 2, so the Death card, the High Priestess, the Star, and the Devil. So 4 of them, and 3 in the first 6 months. So the first 6 months of this next year could be a little bit tumultuous, or at least show significant maturity or evolution in who you are as a person and the things that you believe in and the way that you look at things. Your next one isn't until month 11, so it's something at the end of the year that where you may have a challenge that you need to overcome. The next thing I look at are the court cards because those again can indicate other people. So these would be months if you have those where interactions with people are going to be have a significant impact on you or take up most of your time or energy. And you only have 1 month like that. So here in month 9 with the King of Swords. So we'll get, oh no, we do have the page here too in month 1. So 2 court cards. So only 2 months where the focus may be on other people or with other people. All right. Now let's get into the individual months. So we're starting right off here with this Page of Swords. Swords are an air element, communication, information, education, and so on. Pages are very young energy, fresh energy, kind of like toddler energy or freshman energy. They are excited about the future. They have no idea what they're doing, but they are going to pursue it passionately. Just going for it and making mistakes, falling down, running into things, saying the wrong things, offending people along the way. But they're learning as they're going. So this could be somebody, or the energy you're working with this month is somebody who has that young energy, is all in on believing, because this is swords, they think they know exactly what to do. They have not read anything about it yet. They have not had any experience in it yet. But they think they know exactly how to do something, which means they will crash and burn at some point. If they're not willing to seek out help, if they're not willing to ask questions, they should be willing to do that with that air energy in there. So you may need to try to engage with them in conversation about their goals and aspirations and ask them questions that cause them to think things through. So where are you thinking of going? How are you going to get there? Well, have you thought about this method instead of that method? Have you considered this instead of that? Give them options to look at and kind of force them to think about it a little bit more just to avoid a really heavy fallout and regret and anger and things like that. It feels too like they would even maybe come back around and try to blame it on you, their lack of success on you, when it's just them plowing straight in without doing any of the things that a swords element should be doing. But they're young, they're fresh, and they don't know exactly. They don't know what they don't know. So I would say if you can, toward the beginning, in the first half of the month, kind of observe a little bit, but then step in and try and help put the brakes on it a little bit just by asking them questions and getting them to consider other options or different ways of doing things or how they might communicate about it. Feels like communication could be a big thing here. And then in month 2, we have the Death card. This is a major arcana card. And this is about you. This is about a transformative moment for you. The end of one thing and the beginning of something else. It's transformation. So there's a significant transformation happening for you here in month 2. And I'm trying to feel into what area it is, but it does feel pretty scattered. So it's going to depend on where you are in your life and maybe even in the world as to what this is for you. But generally, this is indicating the ending of something, and you may even know what it is that's coming to an end. Maybe you're retiring this month. Maybe you're starting college this month. So it's the end of that after school party time off, and now you have to get serious about things and focus on studies, that kind of energy. Maybe you are coming out of school. Maybe you graduated and now you're starting full-time work. So it's the end of your school years and the beginning of your career. Those types of things. It could even be if you're in the middle of your career, maybe you're changing jobs, you're moving to a different company or something like that. But the end of one thing and the start of the next phase, or a leveling up or a shift in it somehow for you that is significant enough that it's going to impact how you are within the world. Because if you're going from a school atmosphere learning to where you're doing and working, there's different peer groups there, there's different experiences with that, there's a whole different social construct with that. So that's what you're picking up on. And then in month 3, we have the High Priestess, another major arcana card. Now, as a result, it feels like of what happens in month 2, of that change, you may need to find a way to give yourself time to integrate all of that within you, to get connected within yourself, with your divine self. You need to feel connected to something, and especially to your body. You need to find a way to bring your energy in instead of having it going out and trying to manage all these things. You need to bring it in a little bit to help manage your own body, your own rhythms. Rhythms, that's a new thing with this, so that must be specific to you here. Maybe this has to do with tracking the rhythms of your eating or something that's impacting your energy and your body. Yeah. So this could also be, there's also an aspect of this of getting your body into a flow state, which helps your energy rebuild. It helps your body settle, your mind settle, your energy settle. And things, it could be anything. A friend of mine just said today that one of her things is being able to deep clean the house, or being able to do a good cleaning of the house. That kind of gets her into that flow state and gets her connected with the divine in her case, or whatever it is for you that means. It could be working on a puzzle. It could be doing meditation. It could be taking a bath, a nice long bath. It could be going for a walk in the woods. It could be going for a run. It could be listening to your favorite music. It could be dancing. Whatever it is to you that helps you get into that state where you're just working almost intuitively. That's what you need to do here. That's what you need to find for yourself, or what you will be finding for yourself here in month 3. What is your decompression default, I guess is what we're thinking of here. And then in month 4, we have the 2 of Cups. Cups are our emotions and intuition. And maybe this is also part of why you needed to get in touch with yourself and understand how your body is, how your energy reacts to external triggers, and how you can manage that for yourself. So 2 of Cups, this is a connection. This could be 2 people. Well, it probably is 2 people who meet and you click very well together. This could be coworkers, this could be a friendship, this could be a business opportunity, this could be romance. But this is that first step. This is that first connection, that first meeting. Is a little bit of giddiness there, like, dang, they really get me. I really get them. We have a great sense, our sense of humor meshes really well. Our ideas are very compatible. The goal here in this month is not to just jump right into and commit to something. It's to get to know each other. Really get to know each other. Talk about what your plans are for your business, or what you expect out of a friendship, or maybe things that you've experienced in the past that you didn't like about a friendship. Talk about what your expectations are out of a relationship, what your goals or aspirations would be there, even with a career. Make sure you're open and transparent and discussing those things on both sides, and that you're listening to what the other person is saying. After you have discussed all that, then you can determine, are you guys truly compatible? Is this something that could be a long-term commitment? Could the 2 of you mesh together well enough to make this something worth committing to far into the future? This is the month where it's dating, it's maybe meetings, lunches, whatever it is. It's getting to know each other. And then in month 5, we have the 3 of Coins. Now, I would say that this is related to work. It could also be related to your home life. It's an earth element again. It could be related to your career too. The 3 of Coins is indicative of a small team of people, 3 people working together to create something for the betterment of the community or the benefit of the broader community. So, a project team, a small project team working on something together for the company that is going to either save costs or bring in revenue or do something that benefits the company overall. It could be people working on a home together. So, we have the architect, we have the homeowner themselves, we have the actual builders or contractors. Or maybe the team is the architect, the contractor, and the I just had it, didn't I? The builder. They're working together to create something that's going to benefit more people, a broader community. So building a home for a family, that type of thing. They work together really, really well. Their skills complement each other. They're all different skills, but they complement each other very well. It's going to be successful because they work together. What can I use a different word, please? Asking the guides just a moment. Not synchronized. It's a very cohesive. It's a very cohesive group with similar values, especially and the same work ethic. That's the key point there. A similar work ethic. So you know they're going to be a highly successful team, probably very highly professional. So this may be you working on a team, especially with your sun in that 10th house. Maybe you're the project leader here, or you're one of the experts on this team making something happen. That's in month 5. In month 6, we have the star, another major arcana card. This card, let me see here, something. Nope, that's not what it is. This card is about self-care, self-love, taking care of your energy, taking care of yourself so that you can put your best foot forward. So you have the energy you need to meet the challenges that might come your way. I was going to say that life might throw at you, but that doesn't feel right. It's more like what you might come across. So this feels like a month where you're preparing yourself, you're resting, you're relaxing, you're regenerating, you're having a spa night or a weekend away where it's a spa like thing, or a very relaxing, calming, taking care of yourself, putting yourself first. That's what this is about. Taking care of your mind, body, and soul, and getting yourself ready for the second half of the year. That's what this feels like. So this is a month of self-care, of filling up your cup before it can be drained. So keep filling your cup here this month. Keep treating yourself if that's what you need to do. That helps you generate energy and feel like you're all together and all whole and ready to face whatever challenges may come your way as we get into the second half of the year. And then in month 7, we have the 8 of Swords. Now, the 8 of Swords is this sense of thinking that you're stuck, thinking that you're trapped, even if that's not the reality. This is where you're getting into your head and you're letting your self-doubts, you're letting your fears and your anxieties trick you into thinking you don't have any options here. You have options. You have a way to move. You have directions you can go. You have choices you can make. This person, she's on her own 2 feet. Her feet are not secured in any way. The ropes aren't really that tight around her, so she could shimmy out of them and she could take that blindfold off, and then she'd be able to see that these swords are just stuck in the ground. They're not tightly around her. They're not something she couldn't just step over. She has options. She could jump over them. She could step over them. She could just walk around them. But you have to take the action here to recognize that. So don't be closed to any options. Keep your eyes open, or be open to the possibilities, the opportunities that may come up, and be ready to seize them to get yourself out of this feeling of being trapped or being stuck in a rut of some type. Maybe you're getting bored with work or something else and you want to change up, but you're feeling obligated in your mind to stay with that group, to keep doing it because you said you would do that. And it is a good job. It does support me, but I'm bored as heck there. So I feel stuck there because doesn't really make sense to pursue something else. Well, maybe my income might be less, but I'd be happier and I'd be pursuing what I want. that kind of circular stuff. Go after your dreams. Don't let yourself stay trapped in a situation that you don't want to be in. You do have options. Let yourself be free. Take some deep breaths. Leverage this High Priestess month, whatever you learned and discovered here in month 3, to help you steady yourself, bring yourself back to center, and then focus on what you can do and what you want to do, and not what other people are telling you or saying to you or putting on you. Because this is about you. This is your life. Only you are living it, that no one else is. So these are choices that you make. So take a deep breath and recognize you are not trapped. You are not stuck. There are options. And then here's your next challenge. Here in month 8, we have the 5 of coins. 5s in general are challenges. They are a check by the universe to see if you're really ready to move on to the next thing. Or are you going to stay stuck where you're at? Or go backward a little bit until you learn this lesson? The 5 of coins is this fear of having a lack of resources, of not having enough money to do something, not having enough money to pay the bills, or maybe it's not enough money to go on a vacation, or maybe it's fear of losing a job or not being able to find something better or different. It's letting your anxiety and fears, again, it's a trend here, get in the way of your success. There's also a feeling of isolation here, where you feel like nobody is willing to offer you a hand, but the challenge is you need to be willing to ask for the help. You need to be willing to ask for what it is that you want or need. People cannot read your mind. Passive aggressive is not going to work in this situation at all. Subtlety is not going to work. You need to be bold. You need to tell people you need help with something. And they are there and ready and willing and eager to help you. But they're not going to step in or know that you need this until you let them, until you tell them, until you speak up, until you ask for your needs to be filled. This is independence for you. This is standing up for yourself. This is taking charge of your, what is the word I want to use here? There is a word, it's not coming forward for me, and it's frustrating me a little bit as a Virgo rising. Oh, I can't think what it is, but it is your inadequacies. That's not the exact thing. Your perceived inadequacies. You need help overcoming those challenges, and other people are there and willing, but again, you have to do the asking. You have to be the one that reaches out. Next up, we have the King of Swords. Court card. Again, definitely the masculine energy, still in that swords, back in that swords, that airy element. So this is somebody who does not have any emotional attachment to the situation. They treat their work or the things that they do, they only want to know the facts, the figures, the facts, the figures. Zero emotional connection or attachment to those things. So this could be somebody who is, again, could be somebody who is in planning. It could be somebody who owns a business. It could be somebody who is in law enforcement, or maybe is an attorney or in the law in some way. So this could be an attorney you're consulting about someone. It could be a financial planner who has no take or no stake in your dream or goals and can help you come up with a very clear-cut plan that will work for you based on the information you give them. So be willing to share, again, your struggles and things with this person, and they'll help you come up with a plan to overcome it. So maybe this is the person you reach out to in month 8, and in month 9, you guys are sitting together and coming up with a plan to figure out how to work through this. Maybe it is a career plan and how you're going to shift things. Maybe it has to do with the transition from one job to another. Maybe you have a plan, or you want to sell your current place or move from one place to another, and they can help you with the logistics of it. But this is somebody that you're going to be working with a lot, or is going to have a significant impact on your life going forward, simply from the help or the influence that they can provide to you here in month 9. And then in month 10, we have the Nine of Cups. So there is going to be, or Nine of Coins, I should say. This is a month where you're going to spend time appreciating what you do have, taking time to recognize your successes, to get yourself into that manifestation energy again. You slipped out of it a little bit here. That's part of growth too. That's part of evolving as human beings, overcoming these challenges and doubts and fears and pushing ourselves past that. Nine of Coins is saying this is the month where you want to take the time to take pride in your successes, to acknowledge them, to sit in that feeling of completion, of abundance, of the life you have built for yourself thus far, the life you are building for yourself, for where you are at now versus maybe where you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, etc. You are growing, you are moving up, you are evolving and improving continuously. Take the time to appreciate your life here in month 10. Sink into that. Savor it. And dream of more and different things and next steps. That's going to get that manifestation, wish fulfillment energy going for you as you move forward. And then in month 11, we have the Devil, which actually represents Capricorn. The Devil card is about temptation, addiction, self-sabotage. This is getting in the way of your own success. This is a month where maybe you stumble a little bit. Maybe you have some of that self-doubt. Maybe you take up something, a habit, or get into something this month that holds you back. Maybe you end up spending more money than you should this month. Maybe you go to the casino and spend more money than you should, more than what you had planned. You have the ability. This is your choice. This is totally up to you. This is total freedom of choice. So maybe what you do in order to avoid that from happening is, if you're able to, if you're not, then please seek help appropriately. Recognize that you need it and seek it. Let's refer back to that Five of Coins card. But the Devil here, recognize that, okay, I'm going to want to splurge. I'm going to want to do something this month that brings me a little bit of joy, that feels a little bit naughty, but is also not going to get out of hand. You want to be the one in control. You don't want your addiction or temptation to be in control. So maybe you set aside a specific amount of money or time to do something that feels a little bit out of the norm for you, a little bit naughty maybe, but isn't excessive. So maybe you just go get a small pint of that favorite ice cream of yours and you savor it. And that's it. That's what you have that month. That's your little cheat for the month. Instead of going and getting a gallon or getting 5 pints and then, having one every day. It's just a little treat for you. So maybe you plan that for this month. Plan something a little bit celebratory, a little bit, a little bit of a cheat, but not too much that gets you off track or slows you down or prevents you from moving forward. What else could this be? Maybe it's a shopping thing. Maybe you buy yourself a new scarf or shoelaces or something that's within your means, but it's small. It's not a big purchase. Would not be a month for that. But it feels good and it brings a smile to your face when you wear it or see it. So, but you are control. Remind yourself of that and stay in control. And if you think you might get out of control, make sure you have your helpers ready there to help get you through that and rein it in. And then in month 12, we have the Three of Swords. This is a tough card to end of the year on. The Three of Swords can be about heartbreak, perceived heartbreak. It can be disappointment, frustration. It's definitely heightened emotions. And it's heightened emotions because what you thought was going to happen, your expectations, your plans for the future, whatever it is here, maybe with another person, are torn asunder, are canceled, are no longer viable. And you can't go back, you can't change the opinions, the thoughts, the ideas, the beliefs. Once you know whatever it is that gets exposed here or discovered here or said, you can't go back. This is a case where both parties need to be on the same page. And in this case, you were not both on the same page. You both had different ideas or goals or aspirations, but you loved the potential that this had. But the other person was not on that same page, maybe, and they've decided to move on to something else, which can be heartbreaking. Even if this is a business deal, this may feel very unexpected, almost like a betrayal there. They decide to cancel that business connection. So there is, again, the emotions that go along with that, the crushing of that dream, of that idea, and the need to release it and let it go so you're not carrying it forward as you move forward. Now, initially, this is going to be hard to take. There will be anger, there will be frustration, and you need to do something to release that from your system. Go for a walk, dance hard, scream into your pillow. Whatever it is you need to do that can get that energy moving and flowing out of you, do that. Release it. Cry. Release those tears. Let that energy flow out of you if that works for you. Don't hold that in. Now, once you get past those initial few weeks there's going to be probably a sense of relief, honestly, that you may had a lucky escape, that things did not work out, because clearly you guys were not going to be on the same page ever. And if you had stayed together, it would have been even worse for both of you. It probably would have meant, if you did continue to stay in business together, that business going bankrupt and just really, really anger, probably legal difficulties and other things that would have happened. It was not meant to be long term. It was meant to get you started on this path, maybe not with this person, though. All right, so that's a tough ending, but you have a very, I think, really good year going here, where you're transforming and overcoming and really having some great personal growth here. Okay, that is what I have for you, Capricorn Sun, Aries Rising, for your year ahead. Please hit that like button, even if you may not want to after that Three of Swords. Please share this with others. Please comment on this reading if it resonated with you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.